All right, guys. Injuries from the game. Jordan Elliott had an ankle, didn't return. D. Winters with a knee, didn't return. Sam O had an ankle, didn't return. Alfred Collins, shoulder, did return. Go ahead.
What jumps out at you at the defensive struggles you had just getting off the field?
A little bit of everything. I mean, it wasn't good enough at all in all three phases. Special teams played the best, but I thought we struggled to tackle. Struggled to get a rush. Thought we made too many mistakes in the secondary on some of our zone dogs, and felt like we didn't challenge them enough in man either. So a little bit of everything.
Kyle is obviously got more injuries on that side of the ball today. I mean, obviously, talking about tackling and fundamental stuff, but I mean, is part of it just a lack of healthy bodies and the talent level?
Yeah, it makes it harder. But I mean, we played a lot better last week, so we can do a lot better than we did today.
Are any of those injuries today potentially serious, or?
We'll see. Hopefully not. Two ankles didn't look like highs. D. Winters with his knee, just inflammation, things like that. So hopefully we'll be all right. He made some plays, and he missed some too. I don't think anyone on offense did that good. We had to really take advantage of, they held on the ball as good as any team that I've been around, just going against them. We had to really take advantage when we did get the ball and made too many mistakes. When the defense is out there for that long, we can't go 3 and out. Had too many of those today, and I thought Mac made some big plays. The touchdown at the end of the second quarter, the touchdown to JJ down the field, but just collectively as an offense, too many mistakes.
In a game like this, damage your team's morale, spirit, or even
I would hope not. I mean, got beat today. Credit to them. They kicked our ass, and we got to take it like men and come back, hopefully a little pissed off, and go to work and play better next week than we did this week.
Was that kind of your message to the team?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's not much to sugarcoat there. And I was real disappointed in how we looked for all 4 quarters. First half was unacceptable, and second half didn't get much better. So not much to say about it, except that we'll look it on the plane and figure out all the things that we know we can correct and that we did mess up. But expect the guys to come in tomorrow with a chip on their shoulder, ready to get back to work.
You got the Kittle touchdown right before halftime and then Debo's interception. Did you think things were turning for the second?
I knew we had a chance to, especially when we were starting with the ball out there. I still thought we had a chance at the end in the fourth quarter. I thought there were a couple opportunities where we could have came back, and we didn't stop them there. We made it a 2-score lead there at the end, which was tough. But they outplayed us a lot today. But I still thought we had our opportunities to find a way at the end, and we didn't get it done.
Is it too greedy to want to go out of bounds so you can maybe do something those last?
It'll be good stuff for us to review with them. I think it's tough. There's 11 seconds before the play, so we need awareness of that when it happens. I do think when you catch it by the sidelines, and I think he has time to look to score. But I think once we can't, we got to get down immediately. So I think it is a little greedy just getting on him for that. I thought it was a hell of a play by Demo. It was nice to break that stretch that we've had of not getting a pick. But it'll be a good learning situation to kind of cover with all our guys tomorrow.
Same question. It's a trade deadline, even more imminent. But as far as getting some defensive reinforcement there too, does today change your perception of what you've been saying?
Nothing changes anything. It has to do with what's available out there, and does it help us this year? Does it help us next year? So usually as things get closer, you get a little more idea on who's real and who's not, and we'll evaluate that for the short term and long term.
Was the defensive game plan to force the Texans to execute long drive?
No, it wasn't.
There is an element that can't be controlled, is injuries, and that plays such a big role, especially out there today. Is that frustrating for you as a coach, trying to find the answers to some of that?
I mean, injuries are part of the game. I mean, I kind of used to get a lot more frustrated with it, and I'm a lot more used to it just over my career. And it's, the frustrating part is trying to find answers and not working throughout that game.
And Coach, you got a local guy on your team in Upton Strout. Can you just say what you've seen him add to the team in practice and also on the game field?
I've been real happy that we got Upton. We loved him in college, and we've loved him since he's been here, and it's good to get him back out there today after his injury from last week. But he's a young guy with a promising future.
Take some more out.
Were you happy with the effort that guys put there? Obviously, there were mistakes, but effort-wise, were you happy with that?
I mean, there's no place in particular where I was question anybody's effort. I'll be able to see that in more detail when I get on the plane. I feel collectively, just as a whole, I wish I felt our team a little bit more today. But there was nothing where I saw guys loafing or anything like that. But it's a little easier for me to see when I study the tape.
When you say you wish you felt the team, where you just mean from like an energy?
Just coming out. I mean, I felt them in the locker room and stuff, all that and everything. But just that first half was tough. I think it was 14 first downs to 2. Just the time of possession and everything like that. It was just it was a tough first half, an unusual first half.
Kyle, it seemed like, based on what happened with defensively last week, it was like, hey, maybe against all odds you guys can overcome no Bosa, no Warner. Is it, I don't know, in some ways a reality check of you've got to have, those type of players, on the field. There's going to be a big drop.
I mean, our reality is pretty realistic on what we deal with every week. So we knew we had a tough game versus Atlanta, and we felt we had a tough game today. So all those things, you guys can write about that stuff. But, yeah, it's definitely harder when you lose really good players. But we've had that situation throughout this year, and all I want us to do is play as good as we can play, and then you can deal with whatever. And today we didn't play as good as we could play.